Hey, Richard Beach here with Sonic's Day Amp, that's Sonic's guitar channel, and I'm in the 65 amps booth, we'll call this, the inner sanctum at 65 amps with Dan and Peter, and they're going to talk me through the changes they've made to the producer amp for 2013. So can you sort of give me a quick rundown of what you've done here then?
Excellent. Oh, absolutely. Well, hey Sonic's Day, nice to see you. Welcome to NAMM 2013, and we're already worn out, so forgive us for being tired. What we have this year is a 6L6 version of the producer that we released last year with EL34s. And if you're not up to speed on the producer, basically we're running the tubes a little bit upside down. Let me speak English. We're running the valves upside down, and we're running them high current, low voltage. So what that does is allow the tubes to have a lot more options and also a much increased tube life. We had to come up with a little bit of a different power section to make it work right, but we're getting fantastic performance. So we did an EL34 one last year, which, you know, got the expected nice distortion, but the surprise was with the high current situation, we got a really nice clean sound. So the next logical step was to do a 6L6. So with the 6L6 version, you expect to get great clean sounds, but we were really surprised at how nice the distortion was. We're actually plugged into the EL34 version right now, and we can probably play the 6L6 one in a minute. But so we made about 8 significant circuit changes here, and we changed the choke and the transformer. So we brought out the best of the 6L6, so you get that expected clean sound. But again, the surprise was we got a fantastic distortion. It's a very modern sounding 90s and forward distortion that's extremely useful. And Peter's here with my old trusty Les Paul. We're playing some low output pickups on here made by Ron Ellis. And so that's the clean sound on the EL34 version, and he's actually got it in the boosted thing, and this has our master volume, our master voltage. I even said it wrong. The master voltage. So right now our output on this amp's about 10 watts. And so with low voltage like this, these tubes are going to last you for decades. So do you guys want to hear the 6L6?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's cut, and then we'll... It takes me a second to switch over.
Actually, can we just get a little bit of clean playing without the vocal overlays? So just
sure.
On this amp while we're here.
Sounds great.
Very nice. So now this is the 6L6 version. We just switched over. And so we're getting, you know, what you would expect, a really nice clean sound out of 6L6s. And you probably noticed on that, you're hearing a little more of the woody sound. It's a little different mid-range characteristic like you want out of a 6L6. But let me go over to here. Oops, sorry, I'm reaching between your legs, Peter. Now, go and open up the bridge pickup. Expect that out of 6L6s. And again, we got the voltage down because we're here trying to be nice to the camera. But, you know, we're running maybe 12, 13 watts the way it's setting right now. You're getting big, full, rich, robust distortion. 6L6s are kind of known for ratty, odd order harmonics, a little bit abrasive distortion. This just warms up. It's really nice. So combine the 4 voices on the amp with the master voltage feature, you've kind of got most of your gigs covered. And for Peter, who's got with Sheryl Crow, you're going to do a radio station tour all spring. You can sit in a radio station and play like this.
I wouldn't be playing this stuff.
That's about 8 watts right now where we have it. So, but just for fun, we'll kill your microphone for a second. So it's all there, and then go back down to. Good old American sound.
So have you thought much about future plans for 2013 then, and anything new that also might be happening?
Well, we're doing this. We also have moved our Soho, which many of you probably know. I think Sonic State actually did a review on it. We moved the Soho down into the red line now. I shouldn't say down, across to the red line. It's the exact same amp, only we're using the machine wound transformers on it. So that allowed us to drop the price about $800, 550 pounds, I think, would be about the difference you'd see in Britain. And make it more accessible. We have that right behind Peter. We can play it for you, but if you've seen the Soho, you know what it does. It's the same thing. And then what we're going to do now, what you've probably heard is we've made some big changes to the structure of our company. So we've done what's called in the United States a licensing agreement. So we partnered with a large company. We moved our business inside of there. We did not sell the company. We just actually changed location. Now that we can use the resources of a large factory, we have this economy of scale and a cash flow that we could never achieve as a small boutique company. So that's going to allow us to design more products, spend more time out in the field with artists, do more clinics, all of these sorts of things instead of worrying about making payroll and all these sorts of things. So the business element we've kind of thrown over the fence to our partners, and we have been given free license to go off and make the brand what it could be. And so we're going to try to be designing more products this year. One of the things we're going to try to do by the end of the year is give you a first glimpse. We're going to make a printed circuit board line of amps, still made in the United States, but we're going to do it extremely heavy duty, sort of military style, not the typical sort of import flimsy stuff. So we have a prototype right now that we're working on. It sounds fantastic. That's going to take 80% of the labor out of making the amps. So that way we can build roughly the same kind of amps, a little more feature functionality. It's easier on a printed circuit board, but get the price down to where it's more accessible to most guitar players. The blue line is going to stay the way it is. Red line is going to stay the way it is. We might flesh the red line out a little more, but then you're going to start seeing, hopefully for 2014, some nice, more robust printed circuit board designs from us. Doing the typical neurotic thing that we do. And we're going to kind of try to take PCB design to a different level of quality.
So more stock then, and possibly more stockists as well?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. So with our new situation, our build times are dramatically reduced. So lead times now, our goal is to keep them under 3 weeks. Now right after NAMM, we might be a little slower than that. But for the whole year, we're trying to keep it down to less than 3 weeks. And so all of our pricing's been reduced. If you looked at our new price list, we've passed on our cost savings to the customer, and the lead times are going to be quicker, which allows us to have more stocking dealers. So it's not such a rarefied thing to find a 65. I know it's been tough in England for the past year, but that's all changing. We've actually made some nice arrangements with several English dealers here today.
I think it's fitting due to the tradition of your company that
yes,
we are getting those amps in England now, which is great. So.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I mean, I don't know if we've talked about this before. I lived in London, and the first names of the amps that we had were places that I visited. I delivered food and ate lunch in Soho Square every day, thinking that I might see Paul McCartney drive into his office. Little did I know he had a subterranean entrance in the back. Love the Marquee Club, had to go see where it is. Now it's a bank on Wardour Street, but went to the Royal Albert Hall all the time. Even our Empire is a nod to the British Empire. It's our 3 favorite British voices and amps right here. If you look at the eye on there is a column, and the joke there is that's the British Empire. And so we're sort of Anglophiles musically and gear-wise as well. And so, yeah, we're very honored to be selling in there, and very, very flattered that you guys will let Yanks make British-themed gear and accept us so nicely. So we're very appreciative of that.
Okay, great. Well, 2013 sounds like a good year for 65 amps and the customers. So Dan and Peter, thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And then you'll see Peter out this year with Cheryl again.
Hopefully make it over your way.
I didn't let you get a word in edgewise, did I?
No, you did a fantastic description.
So Peter's going to be out with Cheryl this year with his new group of musicians that he put together for
Yeah.
Cheryl, and they're
So it's
playing a
gonna
lot
be
of
good.
65 stuff.
Yeah.
And
So hopefully we make it your way. Hopefully we'll be in the UK before too long.
Awesome. Well, thanks for
Yeah.
talking to us, guys.
Thank you very much.
Cheers for watching at home, everyone. Thanks.